Might as well be 1,000,000 if she had to spend all that time in a jail cell. She'd go crazy. She was not about to have that. She was all but sure that Patricia Grant, who had gone and got herself elected president, would demand that Erna be put to death for killing Andrew Hudson Grant. Ask the executioner to make it right painful while he was at it. But the doubt the devil had sown wouldn't let Erna be. What if the president took it to mind that Erna would suffer more rotting away in her cell, day after day, year after year? The very thought scared Erna silly. So she made preparations to kill herself, just in case. Not that it would be easy to commit suicide. A death row prisoner, even one like her at least a year away from execution, was closely watched. Still, she was determined to find a way. It helped that her demeanor with the prison staff, many of them small-town Christians, was always cooperative. She followed orders without hesitation or complaint. Her serene courage in the face of death earned the respect of even the toughest guards. Everyone made a point of not disturbing Erna when she knelt in prayer. Anna Lee, the nurse practitioner who took care of Erna's female complaints, had bonded so closely with Erna that she had once whispered to her, "I pray for you," to which Erna had responded, "I pray for you, too." She didn't need to go beyond that. It was enough for Anna Lee to know that Erna thought the nurse practitioner needed her prayers for playing a part in a system that was about to take a good woman's life. After much thought and prayer, Erna came up with a plan, and the first thing she had to do to make it work was to go on a diet. Not starve herself. The warden would never stand for that. Still, she had to get her weight down, and she cut way back on what she ate. When the prison doctor asked if anything was wrong, she told him she'd lost her appetite. "A death sentence will do that to you, Doc," she said. After an examination showed nothing wrong with Erna, her explanation had to be taken at face value. Next, she cut back on the hours she allowed herself to sleep. Insomnia was common on death row, especially as an inmate's time grew short. On Anna Lee's next monthly visit to check up on Erna's dysmenorrhea problem, the prisoner shared her new complaint. "I'm having trouble sleeping," Erna said. With dark circles under her eyes and her death row jumpsuit hanging on her shrinking frame, Erna cut an increasingly pathetic figure. Anna Lee offered her the usual over-the-counter sleep remedy. "Honey," Erna said, "that stuff might work in your neighborhood, but it don't do much good around here. What I'd really like is some hot cocoa." That kind of treat wasn't on the prison menu, and the warden wasn't about to get accused of coddling a killer. But Erna got the look of sympathy from Anna Lee that she wanted. She squeezed the nurse practitioner's hand and lay down on her bed. "I'll just see what I can manage on my own," Erna said. She had to wait 48 hours for Anna Lee to return. "Just stopping by to see how Erna was doing," she said. Having continued to limit herself to 4 hours of sleep a night, Erna didn't look good. In fact, if she were anywhere but on death row, she likely would have been rushed to a hospital. But short of a heart attack, a stroke, or spontaneous combustion, condemned prisoners left their cells only to talk with their lawyers. Erna told Anna Lee, "I think I might be losing the will to live." The nurse practitioner didn't think that was funny. "You've got to get more sleep," she said. "I'm pretty sure that's what they have planned for me." Erna's gallows humor brought Anna Lee to the verge of tears. She took Erna's hand and transferred a tiny object to it. Erna made sure she didn't drop it. "Bless you," Anna Lee said as she left. Lying down that night, Erna took a guarded look at the capsule she'd been slipped. It didn't look big enough to knock out a gnat, but she took the fact that it was bright red to be a good sign. The vivid color had to mean it was potent, didn't it? She fervently hoped so. She'd fasted herself to the point where she weighed less than she had in middle school. She'd been swallowing sips of mouthwash, forcing herself to get used to the awful harshness of it. She'd deprived herself of as much sleep as she could without collapsing. It all might have been an exercise in folly. Chances were the federal government would be only too happy to kill her. No reason to